You've been living under a rock if you haven't seen at least one pop-up ad of Amazon in your Instagram or while reading an article. Amazon is a very famous multinational technology company founded by Jeff Bezos. It provides a great range of utilities ranging from groceries, home appliances and gadgets to clothes, movies and more. But now they're making their employees resign. This sounds absurd, doesn't it? It turns out that it's actually beneficial for Amazon to constantly replace their employees. No wonder if you see them treating their employees poorly. Their efforts of creating a horrible working environment are going as per plan. Amazon loses approximately 3% of their warehouse workers every single week. This adds up to an annual turnover rate of 150%, meaning that Amazon's entire warehouse workers are replaced every 8 months. But why would Amazon want their employees to resign when they have spent thousands of dollars and resources on recruiting their employees? It definitely doesn't make any sense to sign up warehouse employees to leave in 90 days and technical workers to leave in 2 years. That's where we're wrong. Amazon benefits very much from churning through the employees constantly as it's cheaper and productive for them. All these years, the great Amazon has perfected the method of both attracting and pushing away the employees at the same time. Well done, Bezos. When you hear the name Amazon, you go with such big expectations and work endlessly for 2 years. But then you realize that no one actually recognizes your talents and efforts, and then prepare to leave that position, and this cycle repeats. But the twisted side of Amazon is unknown to many, but this has been their way since the very beginning to cut off employees. They create a very high-pressure environment with large targets and no downtime. But as for the tech workers, they usually have a higher salary packet than others, so they can't be easily eliminated. But one of Amazon's disgusting strategies is giving them crooked vesting periods. Vesting periods is an incentive scheme that employers use to encourage employees to remain with the company for a long term of employment. Most tech companies operate under a 4-year vesting schedule, with stock compensations being evenly split up across the years. At Facebook, employees get 20% of their total stock grant every year, with 6.25% being given every quarter. At Google, the employees receive it like a monthly salary. But at Amazon, employees have to wait a full year for just 5% of their stock to vest, and another full year for 15% to vest. They have to wait 3 to 4 years to receive 80% of their promised stock. This might not sound like a big deal, but if you enter Amazon at a senior level, it puts you in a very bad position. Suppose you enter Google as an L6 and Amazon at an L7, which are almost equal positions. Both companies pay almost the same amount, which is just over $500,000, and Amazon pays $30,000 more. But if you made your decision based on this, you're at risk. You wouldn't receive $318,000 every year. It's just an average of what you would receive over the next 4 years. Amazon actually offers you $1.27 million in the next 4 years and vests accordingly to this schedule. Google does the same, but they have a fair vesting schedule, so it's not really your disadvantage. If we look further, in the first year, Google pays $611,000, while Amazon pays $306,000. Obviously, $306,000 is a good amount to be paid, but only half of what Google can offer. In the second year, Google pays the same while Amazon pays $433,000. In the third year, Google drops to $506,000 while Amazon raises to $750,000. Finally, in the fourth year, Google drops again to $401,000 while Amazon pays $750,000. You might be confused over this right now, but let's do the calculation. Google's compensation drops over the years because they're betting that the stock price will increase by the time you receive it. So when you account for stock growth, your compensation should be much more stable. The same applies for Amazon too, but they're going to do everything to terminate you in the first 2 years of your work. Statistically speaking, the technical employees at Google or Amazon tech workers do not reach 2 years of work, as the average tenure at Google is 1.9 years, while at Amazon it's 1.84 years. So it actually doesn't differ much in employee retention. But when you look at the difference in compensation, it's huge. Google has a monthly vesting period, so if an employee leaves after 1.9 years, they've actually vested over 60% of their stock. Whereas if employees at Amazon leave after 1.84 years, they won't have even vested their second year's stocks, as they didn't finish the second year. So they're left with just 5% that they vested after the first year. So the $1.27 million stock grant that Amazon offers when you join won't be received by you. An average Amazon employee would only receive $63,000 out of this, but one at Google would receive $571,000 worth of their stock compensation. If you calculate these numbers along with the base salary and bonus, you would find out that an Amazon employee would only receive $274,000 or less, whereas a Google employee would receive a whopping $611,000. Even though these salaries aren't cheap, you shouldn't fail to see how misleading Amazon's strategies are. But Amazon does offer some bonus in the first year to make up, but it may not apply to everyone. You probably might be wondering as to why you would want to quit after 2 years and not work for the entire 4 years. But this is really difficult due to performance improvement plans, or PIPs. Amazon ranks all of their employees every year, and they fire those 10% which are at the bottom level. Stressed out by hearing this? Wait until you hear the rest. The PIPs policy largely affects the new employees and definitely promotes a very toxic work culture. Instead of promoting a healthy work environment and teamwork among the employees, all they do is make the employees backstab each other so that they won't be the one in the bottom 10%. Every employee would try their best to reach the 2-year cliff and cash in on the stock compensation, but clearly Amazon has other plans. Reality hits when you realize that an average employee doesn't even pass the 2 years. Hypothetically, if you assume that you're an employee who passed the 4-year cliff, Amazon will still want you to leave. But happy news, they won't put you on PIP, but will lessen your pay and won't acknowledge your efforts. They'll easily cut off your stock grant, but sometimes you may get stock refreshers. Say you were L7, your stock compensation would drop from $1 million to $300,000. This should make you want to leave the company, as they would definitely expect you to maintain the same work quality with a narrow pay. So if PIPs don't get you out, the lesser pay would definitely do the job. But if Amazon offers such cruel strategies, then why do people still want to work there? Amazon is a big company that offers employment to large scales of people. For part-time or full-time employment, delivery and warehouse work goes a long way. But the tech workers know all about this, but they still join because Amazon is sometimes the only FANG job they can land. FANG is an acronym for the 5 best performing stocks in the past decade: Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. They could go and apply for other companies too, but the impact that Amazon has on their career path won't be received by others. Technical workers focus on getting into Amazon Web Services or AWS, which is the standard for cloud computing. AWS holds a market share of 41.5% in the cloud computing market, which is more than their main competitors combined. Brilliant, ain't it? Recruiters will definitely look for ex-AWS employees, but the irony is, Jobs Portal would put an AWS experience as a minimum qualification, so tech workers put up with Amazon may need to land other FANG companies. In fact, many people who leave Amazon after 1.84 years aren't getting fired through PIP, but are offered to join Apple or Google's cloud departments. Amazon acts as a springboard for other FANG companies. If you're a small company trying to churn through employees, it isn't difficult. But at Amazon, with almost 1 million employees, there's a high risk of running out of people. This is a crisis that they've been facing since 2021. It's estimated that they won't be able to churn through warehouse employees to churn by 2024. They believe that the most productive employees are the ones that have just joined, so they plan compensation plans and PIPs to gain maximum productivity for the first 2 years. People are well aware of this situation now, but they still join AWS for experience. Only time will tell how they'll handle this situation and come out of this loop. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and for more such updates, don't hesitate to click that subscribe button too.